The story tells about Mr. Gao's costume. We are all familiar with Zhuba's borrowing, but is the incident that Zhuba borrowed is really as simple as we know? What kind of rice ball is hidden on it and why does it rebel? Zhuba could have been able to take care of Mr. Gao for 3 years with him for 3 years, but Mr. Gao turned against him, and he was ruthless and forced to show off his grudge. In fact, Gao Taigong didn't know that Zhuba was going to leave Gao Jiaxing, so suddenly, his originally hard-working son-in-law turned into a blue pig, and I'm afraid no one can accept it. People are complex animals, and no decision can be said to be completely correct and wrong. It is just that under the opportunity of fate, there are 20% different bitter wines. Of course, the biggest voice is still high in dissipation, but it does not have the opportunity to express its own ideas. Through the previous story, we learned that Zhuba knew that Song Kong was a bad guy and that when he was a module engineer with Jiutian, what is his identity? Speaking of Lao Zhu, Tao Shulishan took out his 9-foot card and exploded himself at Song Kong. I was born as a new person. He used to love him without rest, and did not follow the cultivation of his nature and correct him, and he was confused and endured the sun and the moon. Zhuba said that he had been running and coming since he was a child, and he knew that he was a series of confused life every day, and then Zhuba said that. Suddenly, I felt more polite, so I sat down and said, but I turned my mind to the end of my life and had no clue. When there was a big line, the 8 difficulties and 3 paths would be ruined. I had to rest after listening to the words, and I recalled my heart and sought wonderful decisions. One day, a god suddenly fell from the sky and told him that you can practice and live a life of the sea. How many creatures does Zhuba have to kill to create a sinless thought? This shows at least that Zhuba has the ability to create no sinful thoughts in life. A person who is antagonist will definitely not be able to do this. In short, Zhuba took advantage of this opportunity to change his destiny and decided to worship him as a practice. Some people worship the earth as if it is just a heavenly crown and an earthly lack, and they can pass on the 9 turns of the great ring of the Dongong Buddha's career without any time, and practice the 3 Hua, and have more weapons to be tested in the Zhou Yuan. Please note that the key to Zhuba's cultivation and becoming an immortal is not how long it took to practice, but it was an overnight event, and the core technology is this 9-turn Great Ring Dan. Let's take a look at the scene after Zhuba became an immortal. The celestial immortals flew to the camp, and the waves blocked the colorful clouds. The deep star body saw the golden body, and the yellow shooting inspection group was fresh. Each of them was divided into a row of trains. The original pipe was blocked with the original pipe and the sky core was always belonging to the ice immortal. The old Zhu Qingxian had a very small platoon factory, and he was named Marshal of the Heavenly Bian as soon as he came up. Let's take a look at what kind of state it was when Song Kong went up to heaven. Compared to this, it was a different story from Zhuba. Song Kong is a good person of unknown origin. He doesn't even know who the master is. It's different if he borrows it from Zhuba. He has a master and has also eaten the 9-turn Big Ring Dan. I was wrongly guilty, and Su Ming replaced it with him, and the pig was not a bar. Lao Zhu said that he was wrong and that he had the current warehouse, pig head and pig brain. There is an essential difference between the first child and the descending earth in Journey to the West. If it is really the first child, it should be considered as memory and spell. It is obvious that after Zhuba took the wrong pig to kill, he remembered everything and did not disappear, which is not in line with our memory of the first child. Moreover, in the 20 chapters of Journey to the West, there is a saying that some master said, one is to win over Lin Fancher, the other is to be a monster because of the matter, and this is to be a miserable person, and the other is to be a monster. The surname Tao is to be miserable, and he worships Xing's family. Yuan Shui surrendered to the heavenly Ya. Doesn't this surrender mean to descend to earth? The key to becoming a monster is that he lost his only one, not his misunderstanding. Zhuba has no first child for borrowing from a go, so there is no wrong saying. However, if he has an enemy, he will be convinced by the pig, so there is only one reason. Zhuba has originally been a pig. In chapter 85 of Journey to the West, Zhuba said it more clearly. This mouth is very good, and the emperor's family is the leader of Tianhong, and the emperor has become Guantiana 80,000 soldiers. The heavenly palace is happy and is in the palace. It is because of the Sin Wine and Joy Palace. At that time, he bought the hero. The one in the palace of the Sin Palace leads the bullfighting palace. He ate the Queen Mother's dishes, and beats the Queen Mother's 2,000 brags with the earth, and borrows it for 3 days. It is called the powerless cultivation of the original god, but there is a monster below. He was listening to Gao Xiao, and his life was pretending to be Sun. After helping him, he lowered his head and put the killing door. He was jumped into a sweat palace. He lost Tang Sun Jian in his previous life. He changed his name to Zhu Bajie. From this Zhu Bajie borrowed his own numbers. We can extract 4 clues. Before this old pig went to heaven, he was Yuko Liaoya. Yuko Liaoya had great magical power. He was not a human. Secondly, he even led the palace of the Sin and led the palace of Dao Niu and ate the Queen Mother's 0 vegetable. Isn't that a pig? What was Yu Huangdali's decision to deal with Zhu Bajie's loan? After borrowing the 3 times, Yuko had no first child. Iron-footed Tianpan's nature pig was even more directly admitted that he was Tianpan's original coach, and his surname was Zhu, and that was Zhu. Tai is like a mountain. When this old pig is Tianpan Yuan Shui in the morning, it is a pig. But why did the old pig insist that he had the wrong pig's fetus? If Zhu Bajie had no wrong pig fetus, then who was wrong pig fetus? What kind of secret is hidden behind this old pig? Let's talk about the process of presenting the old pig first, so it is full of a little. A big line fell from the sky. If he had eaten a wine, it turned into a big ring line immediately. After the presentation, the gods of the heavenly court came to solve it. Fish Emperor Dali personally set up a verification meeting to follow the line, and as soon as he came up, he gave the old pig a style to the sky. This old pig was injured and caused endless damage, so I won't pursue it. In the previous article, we said that the free time is a cheat. I have been a kid all the way since I was a little boy and I have been a loud voice for a few days. But in comparison, this pig by borrower is a repaid player, and I have reached the peak of my life in minutes. To explore the amount of the pig by borrower, we have to climb from the old pig's weapons and the soldiers. The book also used a skill to describe the wine squad soldiers. At this time, the training of the magic weapon Tai Zhuama successfully barefoot. Lao Juan took the blow himself and personally visited the sky. Emperor Wu Fang used his scheming. The 6 Dine and 6 Jiao lungs were broken, causing the wine ruler to blow elegantly. He was in a chest and had a serious injury. He had to be in a row. He had to be in a row. The body was 41/8, and the length was up and down. The front was hunched. The silver sheep were divided into the sun and the moon. 6 musts of the gods, the dark sky strip, the 8 trigrams, the heart is called Shangbao, and the blood of the Jade Emperor, because I cultivated the great Luo's Hang for the Never Young rescue, and the ruler was the heavenly Pan, and I personally ate the Jade Festival. This wine ruler is also called Shangbao Qing Jinchue, which was created by Tai's Heng Laojuan and Chongshan to send it to the Jade Emperor to the Great Earthquake. It can be said that it is not an exaggeration to be the treasure of the heaven, but the Jade Emperor Earthquake did not hesitate and gave it to the old pig who had just become an immortal. Let's take a look at the power of this wine ruler climbing. Raise your eyes and practice your eyes and get rid of the light falling down Mengfeng. Beautiful snow. The sky grass god is approaching the ground and spreads new courage. There is no such disease in the world. There is no such iron in the matter. You can feel the change of your body. You can turn the marks and break them in your mouth. This is because you are afraid of going down the sea line to get into the dragon. Go up the mountain to catch them. The martial wolf blood is accompanied by the soldiers. The body cultivates the body and thinks that Wudong climbs to everything. They raise their bodies. It goes without saying that there is any difficulty in fighting to seek merit, even if you are the same person, you can climb to the point of being so enchanting. I went to Jingtu and met Emperor Shi Jing. Isn't it? Did the 3 teams in Jingjing steal all the weapons? I started a weapon meeting, and it was not called Jinggu Gang or anything. I wanted to be a demon meeting, but I called it Ding Chue. Gradually, the statement of Ding Chue was outside. Why is such a powerful weapon easily given to Zhu Bajie? Why is this big freshman who wants to give Zhu Bajie a drink and get the order in the middle of the busy medicine? Why is Tian Tingji Pig Par Street so angry? The sister behind you will be taught a book to you, thank you.